I can't believe I found this other one. Just as I finished downloading the other episode, which was closer analysis of the ET UFO probe, Apollo 14, and what resembles moon bones, which look like symmetrical spinous processes sticking out of the ground. I was just going to download an episode how sometimes when I look at the rocks, and this thing pops up, the actual rocks look as though they're like coral formations. So I'll just jump to these, for instance, and you'll see peculiar shapes that I've seen on quite a few of the Moon series. And I'll now show you how accidentally I stumbled onto the other one. They're like growths. It's very hard to believe. They're like a barnacles on the seabed. There they are. They sort of grow up on the rocks, like tubular little fingers. Like there as well. They're not just boulders, they seem like they're very, very low growth type of, like coral. There as well, you see that perfect round cylinder type of growth, and that one there that curls around, and the other one there as well. I think they are growths rather than being just rock formations in lava, because they're all like little fingers that stick up. So it seems to be a large concentration over there here producing all the shadows. What's that thing there? It looks more like an artifact. That one there as well is peculiar. So I was just trying to document these peculiar things that look more like things you'd find at the bottom of a seabed rather than the moon. You see them there as well? That one sticking out. There's that's a T-shaped formation. It's more like coral than rocks. So I've seen those on quite a few rock formations, and there's one I'm trying to home in on, which have purposely been placed under low resolution and altered, as opposed to the other ones. See that one there? They're very strange growths. That one looks more rounded. So as I was doing this, I just home in and I see peculiar things and just start saying, well, that doesn't belong there, and what's going on, rather than take the official view there isn't anything growing on the moon. That was peculiar. It's like virtually being on the bottom of a seabed and having coral and finger-like projections sticking out. That one there as well. That's a definite cut-off there. And I found one area which is as though it's hiding something, and they've got purposely lower resolution. Yeah, like there, you've got a whole row of these little things like that, peculiar shapes there on that rock. That one there, for instance, that's rounded with a top coming up with like star-shaped formations. That's a round tubular effect. So rather than being just lava flows that have seem to melt in time to produce these all weird shapes and stuff, it's as though these are little projections that are actually very slow growth. See that one there? We go in on this one, and it looks like it's curved, and it's like a beehive type of formation. That one there as well. See how it's circular there? Produce all these funny little holes and stuff. Again, you can't be certain without finding more definite images, but the rule of thumb is once you find something strange, like there as well, there's round little hollow bits, and it's more like coal. And that's how I found those T-shaped bones in the last image. There's like one central piece and two bits further out, and then I stumbled upon this thing that was covertly just sitting there at a distance. There it is again, and it's very similar. There's two balls. It sticks out of the hole, and it's like a thing watching them from far away. There it is there. So it's virtually the same distance again as the other shot, where at that distance there's something there. You zoom in and Wow, there it is. It's like it's sticking its head out of that hole. There's two round little things there. One looks like a camera with a darker piece underneath. And I'll quickly compare that to the other image, which I found, which it's exactly the same type of a distance away. It seems to be exactly the same type of a monitoring drone or something. There it is. But this one was I found in 2009 by one Frenchman. I thought I was the first one to find it because I haven't seen it spoken about much. And the landscape, you see there, it's greenish tinged again. The one I found was exactly similar to this one here. It seemed to be exactly the same sort of distance away. It's a ball on the screen, and there's a shadow that seems to be looking at it, taking a picture, and there it is. Same sort of thing. It's got little round things next to it, but this one isn't coming out of the ground. This looks as though it's obviously floating around, keeping an eye on it. Now, just to show you how you can find this yourself, press Apollo 14 after opening up Apollo missions. So that's what you do, is you press Apollo missions, press Apollo 14, zoom in. I've got some other labels there of other structures, obviously. And the one we're looking at, I'll just go back up again. The one we're looking at is that one there, the view from near Cone Crater, not quite Cone Crater. So it should be, when you enlarge, it's got C written on it, C1. So just zoom in on there, on that picture there, or the camera image. That's it. Zoom in, click it twice. I'll just show you again what it looks like. That's it there. So you'll see all those peculiar rocks I was focusing on the first place look more like coral growths than the apparatus there, and then click under there. And this is where we see that other peculiar ET, but this time it's in the foreground, same as the other picture. It's covertly stationed far away, and there seems to be again someone taking a picture. Again, they're taking a picture of it. It seems to be the same sort of distance. If I was standing there, I would see it because there's just everything's like a clear desert out there. Now, as we zoom in, you'll see these peculiar little rocks there, and there it is again. This isn't perfectly round like the other one and the other station, which was more like a circular object with two little protuberances down the dark side and like a square cutout section in the front. This is something that seems to be popping its head out of that little hole, which probably is a larger hole because we're talking about a fair distance away. So as we zoom in, it's not close by any standards, but if I was standing there, I probably would have noticed, hey, what's that out there? I'll take closer pictures. And to an untrained eye, it looks like that first object, which had the two protuberances around it and a big ball that it was, half white and half dark. But this looks different. So that's as far as we can zoom in on that one. It's jammed. Let's let me pause it. Okay, I've unjammed it. There it is. That's not normal. That's not just a rock formation. It looks as though you got two round balls coming from the top, this device coming from the ground. There's a shadow, so it's actually popping up covertly out of a secret hole. There's a cylinder. It's like two balls on top, and one has a darker spot in the front, which is like a viewing area. So there's no way that could be any rock formation that we know. Now sometimes it's clearer to go a little bit further away. There we are. It just doesn't seem to belong there. There's no tracks leading there, so it isn't as though they've placed it there. I can't see any tracks leading out there, can you? They've just arrived where they are now. Obviously there's that camera there, it's angled in the other direction. See what I mean? There's no footprints that go out of there. So I think that's the furthest they came and positioned a buggy there, which they've dragged. Obviously it's got the camera and stuff, and I was focusing on those rock formations that look more like coral growths, and then as I normally do, I just scan the landscape for anything peculiar, This one's not that easy to see, but just if you use a little bit more enlargement, which I normally do, to home in on areas that are peculiar, there's the money shot. It's like, well, what's that doing there? That does not look like a rock or anything. It looks like some sort of ET device hidden away watching them. It's got two round spheres, this thing coming out of the ground, and there's the money shot again. I don't think anyone's found this. Well, I'll have to do research, but the last one I think no one's found. A Frenchman found in 2009, but this one is very identical. Okay, I hope anyone can leave any comments on this, because I'm very stunned I found this one. Let's just return to a topic that actually caused me to find this. These are these peculiar growths that are happening on rocks. This one here is very clearly seen. It's like a T-shaped protuberance. Obviously this wouldn't be a normal feature during rock production from volcanoes. That one there just looks like these growths that I see quite commonly in some areas, like that one there. And I'll go back to the moon, the house rock as well, where that can be seen on the boulders. And that's the reason I was actually focusing on this image when I found that peculiar UFO in the background. See those ones there as well? They seem to form a lattice, and it's as though it's some type of a mold, or not mold, it's like a coral growth, that one there as well. So obviously they haven't focused talking about this, because it actually could then prove there's a growth on the moon and life on the moon. So they always seem to jump off that topic. There's something that looks circular there actually. You can see that, and that's round. It's pretty circular. That one there as well. Here we've got what looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 5 there, and each one has a round surface in the middle. Hey, that one there is perfect. That one there as well. And they only happen in certain areas. I don't find these everywhere in the moon landscape images. That one there. It's like a specific growth on the rocks, and I found it as well. Let's go back to that house rock. And the peculiar thing with the house rock is that's where I found that cylinder and slab. And let's go to that now. These are from images of Apollo 16, so just click on where it says Station 11 North Ray Crater, and you'll see these peculiar angled growths. There it is again, that zigzag shape and the round hole in the middle. These are very high resolution images, so if anything can be seen, it can be seen on these. This is Station 11 North Ray Crater. So this is what I was telling you about. These are like, there's one there, protuberance. You've got these coral-like things, but this one's a clear cylinder, so I think that's not naturally made. That's actually artificially made, that one there. And as we zoom in and out there, we've got the house rock, and I think that's why they walked over later to have a closer look at those things. We'll try to find a few more of these strange rock growths now. Here's some more there where you've got those strange zigzag shapes. There's one structure there, a little bit less pronounced in this area. So again, I'm just showing you how to scan quickly and see things that just stand out a bit. And that one there as well. Now if we scanned this before, we would have seen, I think I've spotted this one before and showed you. That one there, of course. And there's something that looks like a handle. That thing there. It just seems to be buried in the ground. It looks like a handle to pick something up. It's like a growth. It's bizarre.